Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm coming at you guys with yet another green eyeshadow palette. Today I try to keep the look that I did a little bit more on the brighter, more green side. And today we're going to be talking about the brand new Colourpop Just My Luck palette. And of course, just like yesterday's palette with the Colored Rain Safari Rain palette, there has been heavy comparisons to this palette here. So yesterday it was the Colored Rain and the Tribe palette from JUVIA'S place. This time it is the Colourpop Just My Luck and the HUDA Beauty Emerald Obsessions palette. So what I'm going to do is give you guys the info on the Just My Luck palette, give you guys this tutorial right here. I'm going to give you guys my first impressions, and then I'm going to show you the comparisons to see if these are the same or if they are not. So let me go ahead and get into the palette right here. So the palette retails for $12 on the Colourpop website. They've been doing this monochromatic look with a few different palettes, and the only one that I have picked up is It's My Pleasure, and I love that palette. Like, it's one of my absolute favorites. The quality of that is just stunning. So I thought green, again, I've been feeling green. I talked about that on my last video. Look at my case. Look at this lime, neon, yellow, green. Like, I'm living for it. When I saw this, I decided I wanted to pick it up and try it out because I had such great luck with the last palette. So let me go ahead and tell you guys the shades. We have Chances Are, Kiss My Ass, 50/50, Big Banks, Mary Jane, Olive You, which I think is the cutest name ever, Act Natural, Mo Bamba, and Charmed. Just like the It's My Pleasure palette, you are getting a plastic case. This has the names on the back of the palette as well as the inside, and you are getting a large mirror as well. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get into this eye look, and then we will discuss further afterwards. To start off the look, I'm going in with Chances Are on a Sonia G Crease 2. I'm going to take that first on the outer corner. You can see I got great pigmentation just laying it down. Now when I blend it out, you do lose a little bit of that, but all I did was go back in and grab some more, and I'm just going into the crease all the way to the inner corner and upwards as a transition shade, and I felt like this was really easy to build up. I had no problems with it blending or getting pigmentation out of it. I'm going to take that same shade on a Smith 220 and kind of stamp that and blend it right along the lower lash line. Next, I'm going in with Kiss My Ass on an Esom S33, and I'm going to take that directly into the crease, windshield wiper motions, and then circular motions to blend it out. I want to add a little bit of depth and give it just a little bit more color into the crease, but I don't want to bring it as high as I did the last shade. I'm sticking with that same brush, and now I'm going in with Mo Bamba, and I'm applying that to the outer corner. Now, I'm not going to I had to fuss with this shade a little bit. I had to keep applying it. I'm trying to put it on the outer corner and a little bit up into the crease to smoke it out, but I struggled with this just a little bit to get the pigmentation that I needed. For the lid, I'm going in with Olive You and an Esom W21. I'm packing that all over the lid, leaving a little space on the inner corner, going all the way up to the crease, and then I'm tapping over the last shade we did, and I'm using this dry. For the inner corner, I'm taking Mary Jane, again using this dry, and I'm going to apply this to the front portion of the lid, and I'm going to tap over Olive You just to make sure that they blend together. I'm getting this on the inner corner, but I'm not going to really kind of bring it out very far. I want to keep this brought in just a little bit. And now there's not really a shade that I want for my arch, so I just took the highlighter that I used today, which is the center shade of my By Terry compact, and I highlighted my brow arch. For my little wing, I'm going in with the shade Charmed on a Linda Hallberg 333. I'm starting off by kind of stamping this shade right along the lash line and then kind of creating the wing, but this is really hard to do not close to my mirror, so I pull away and I finish this off camera. And then to finish off the look, I took Boss liner from Milk to my top inner rim and then just mascara. Now that you guys have seen the look, let's get into my thoughts on the palette. There's definitely, again, some pros and some cons. So the first thing is I do like the look that I came up with. I think everything looks really nice. I was very impressed with this shade. I did have to build it up to get that opacity, but the fact that it actually laid down and you could see that mint green, or that's not even really mint. I don't know, like it's mixed between aqua and mint, but it's a beautiful shade and I actually got some color pigmentation out of it, so I was really happy about that. This shade worked really well. I didn't like how this one down here performed, Mo Bamba. I felt like I had to pack this one on and it didn't want to adhere to the lid quite as well as the other shades did. So I was a little bit disappointed in that one in particular. These two I absolutely love. They worked phenomenally well and I love them in that gradient little effect right there. I think it's beautiful. The shade right here, I feel like it could have been just a little bit darker. I went over it a few more times off camera when I finished off the wing, but I still feel like it could have been just a little bit more pigmented. So it's kind of 50-50. Some of these shades you're going to have to build up while others are just pigmented right off the bat. Like I feel like this one was just pigmented right off the bat. And then these two even use dry, beautiful shades. One thing I don't like about the palette is that I feel like they're almost all too similar. I would have liked to have seen maybe one lighter shade in here, whether it be a lighter gold or anything, something that I could do at my brow arch or make a little bit more of a pop on my inner corner. I feel like this is just a little bit too monochromatic. I felt like this side right here is like these right here. I felt like there needed to be just a little bit more of variation between them. I think it would have made the palette more diverse. And that is where you get the differences when it comes to the palette from Huda Beauty. So let me go ahead and show you these side by side. That's definitely what I like about this one more, is that you have that variation. So you can get a look like this, but then you can also get different looks as well, because none of these shades are duplicates of each other. None of the shades look the same on the eye at all, or even remotely the same. So I like the variation in the Huda palette far more than I like the variation or lack of variation in the Colourpop palette. One thing the Colourpop palette has over the Huda one is that I felt like this shade here, while I think it's beautiful, I remember really having to work with it. And then this shade right here, I really had to build up as well. So I think I had to do a little bit more building with the Huda palette than I did with this one, with the exception of this shade right here. So it's kind of 50-50, but then there's shades in the Huda palette that I just really like more. So this shade right here is stunning. And then this one, you're not getting anything like that. This one and this one, like the metallics in here are phenomenal. Let me go ahead and show you a picture. So a still in natural lighting, and you guys can see these side by side to see what they look like. And then I'm going to show you guys the swatches, where I basically, again, I took the swatches from this palette, wiped off the bottom, and then I took the Huda palette and I kind of matched up the shades that I felt were similar and then just put the rest of them on there. I feel like you can see how different these are. I just think this palette has a better range. and better metallics. While I do like the metallics in here, I feel like the Huda one is just a little bit more impactful, but they are kind of messy as well. So it's kind of 50-50. But if I was going to choose between the two, I would go with the Huda Beauty palette. Now this one is limited edition. I don't think this one is, but I know this one is. I think it's still on the website though. And that one's $27, this one's $12. And now to be completely honest with you, if I wanted a brighter look like this, because I feel like the Huda one you can get bright and deeper looks, if I wanted a brighter look like this, I'm going in with the Juvia's Place Tribe palette. Like this one right here, when it comes to bright, impactful shades, beautiful, just like, and the metallics are great, the mattes are great. I love this shade right here. I love this green. This one right here, like it's so misleading because when you look at it, you don't think anything, but it has a shift of gold and green, and it is absolutely stunning. Like if this had been in that Colourpop palette, I think it would have made a world of difference because again, brow arch, inner corner, and that would have made a big difference in that palette. So out of all three, I would pick this one. The Colourpop one, I don't actually think I'm going to reach for. Just to be completely honest, I really love the It's My Pleasure palette, but this one, I like it, but I feel like it falls just a little bit short. I just wish there was a bigger variation in the shades of the palette. While they're not bad shades, I just wish there was a bigger variation. But that is my 2 cents. Let me know what you guys think about the palette. Let me know what you think about this eye look. Did you pick it up? Are you skipping? All of the above, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.